bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't get them to stop cracking and bleeding. This year, I took Bella Grace, no cracking, no bleeding. My acid reflux, gone. Haven't had to take a Pepsid. My hair growth, the last 2 times I had my hair cut, the lady had to use thinning shears on my hair. That's amazing. We've also received incredible feedback from you, our listening audience, and the impact it's had for you. This is loaded with astaxanthin. That's a powerful antioxidant. Collagen, but top grade collagen. Studies show 95% of it is being absorbed in the body because of the way they develop it. Then we have something called cat's claw. That's an anti-inflammatory from a vine in Peru. It's the bark, and it's an anti-inflammatory. There are about 80 clinical trials on Bella Grace. Please get a subscription now and save. MelissaHouseBG.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you're watching us, which could be worldviewtube.com. That is worldviewtube.com, or you can install our app, WorldviewTube, on your App Store and watch or use it for free. We're also live on X America News X account. We're also live on my Facebook, both YouTube channels, Substack, and we're also live on X America News Rumble. So wherever you're watching us, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining. We are live, so I will be glancing at the comments section. As always, jump in with your comments, suggestions, questions, name callings, anything. It's a go. It all goes. Don't forget to click that share button, because that is how you help me spread the message. Yes, it's Monday. I do apologize for being late. I was late as it was, and then my computer decided that we need to restart the computer for some reason. So anyhow, I'm late, and that's okay. It happens sometimes, especially on Mondays, especially on a Monday like this. Few updates. If you go to my Facebook page or my Substack, you see the poster that I actually forgot to send in to my producer to put on a screen, but the event has been confirmed for September 24th in Minnesota, northern Minnesota. I will be joined by Sharon Hadian, and we will be discussing a lot of stuff, but my specific topic during the 1 hour speech from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time will be on the Queen PRs of Sharia prison. I will be addressing the lies you are being fed through faces of Muslim women in Western countries. And of course, with that, I will back it up with evidence, as always. Again, the information is available on my Facebook and Substack, and I will make sure for tomorrow I'll send in the poster so the information can be put on the screen. Did I tell you I was late? Here's the thing. I was so ahead of my game. I even sent in my B-roll and subject and all of that last night. But my head wasn't. I completely forgot about the event. And then also, if you are watching us on worldviewtube.com, if not, head over to worldviewtube.com. Click on the store button, and you immediately see the banner and the poster. But Brannon's annual event is coming up around the corner, 3 weeks away, maybe a little less than that. It will be in Memphis, Tennessee. You may want to get your tickets, your hotels booked, because it's selling out pretty quickly. And I am not one of the speakers, but I am going to be there myself. It is not something you want to miss. You don't. And it is not live streamed, so don't rely on the live stream technology. It will be available later on the website. I do believe it's going to be pushed behind paywall, so get your tickets, get your hotels, and attend. It's going to be an amazing 3 days event. That's all I can think of right now, I think. A few very interesting Substacks are coming out today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's one of those weeks that I could actually write ahead of time. I spend most of my weekend writing. September 11th, Thursday, we're coming up. And I already got that covered and a few other topics. One of the topics I did cover, and it will come out tonight. I will give you a glance of it because I think it's important for me to talk about this. The level of twist the truth, lies, is getting a little really out of control. I think the phrasing I use is enough of the lies and the twisted truth and cover-ups. Um, I don't know what you're hearing in mainstream media or alternative media, anything English language, because I don't listen to any of them. Iran is still crippled. The regime of Iran is extremely still crippled. And unfortunately, Western countries are not noticing or choosing not to notice. And instead of finishing the job in whatever format they like to finish the job, they're still playing along. They're playing along. I posted something this morning on my Facebook and Substack where I put both my reports, and I said, guess what? The mixed signal games go on because guess what? Pezeshkian, who's the president of Islamic Republic of Iran, the guy that Tucker Carlson ran to interview after the 12 Days War, the guy's coming to New York. Yes, yep. Just like Raisi did, just like Rouhani did. Regardless of all the tough talks, we are allowing him to come to New York to attend the UN annual event. And that's that. That's that. The only thing that Homeland Security has mentioned, they haven't necessarily even taken action on, but they have mentioned, get ready, because I don't even know if I can say this with absolute straight face. They have mentioned that they are entertaining the idea of blocking Pezeshkian and his entire team from being able to do any shopping at Sam's Club or Costco without pre-approval and supervision. We are allowing the president of Iran, that one day we call bad guys, one day we call the funder of terrorism, one day we call them monsters, one day we call them ally. We don't even know what they are anymore. The president is coming to New York, just like the last one, with his own private jet. I mean, there's no way of inspecting a private jet that's coming from Iran. It's going to land at a private airport in New York. He's going to get out of that plane with his entire team. They're going to go to this event, UN's event. But the only thing we could do about it is, well, you're not going to get a special discount at Costco or Sam's Club. That is so, that is outrageous. That's outrageous. It's literally insulting. Is that what we come to? That the only thing we can do on people that are either on their personal sanctions, governmental sanction, on some sort of terrorist list, wanted list, we're just going to take away their toy? Because that's what it is to me. Oh, you're not going to get the discount at Costco or Sam's Club. Genuinely, who cares? Why are we allowing him and his entire team into the country? That's a better question. With everything that's going on, including what's happening in Middle East, including what happened during the 12 Days War, including 3 months later, 3 months after the ceasefire, a little over 3 months, a little less than 3 months after ceasefire, we still haven't achieved anything. And the best we got is, okay, come on in with your private jet, no check, nothing. I mean, you can land your plane. He may not even be in the plane. There might be a bunch of, jihadists, and plane might blow up on the runway. Who's going to answer? Nobody. You know why? Because we don't ask the hard question. We don't. All day long today, on a Monday, which is supposed to be, the first day when all the news hits, or whatever. I don't know who came up with that idea. Anyways, because I report on weekends too. Everything you hear is another bone thrown at people. So we're all on the side of, aren't you tired of winning? What winning? You get the point. I mean, if this is what it is, and if we're going to let more of their presidents and members come into the country, let them meet. I mean, let's take away their Costco card and be happy about that. I remember when Raisi made it to America, 2022. That was 3 years ago. Days um, after Masa Amini was killed, this guy still came in. He stood at the UN convention waving Qasem Soleimani's picture, directly making threats toward Trump and many other. Now, remember that day I said, are we ever going to stop this? And I very clearly remember all the comments of, oh, what do you expect? It's Biden. What do you expect? It's Biden. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not Biden anymore. It's Trump. Today is September 8th, 2025. Administration is President Trump's administration. So I can't wait to see when I come back with saying what Pezeshkian did at the convention, who he threatened and whose picture he waved. I can't wait to see what the comments are going to be. Is the double standards going to apply again when there will be zero comments because, oh, we don't want to talk bad about this administration? Or are there going to be enough people who are going to say, yeah, apparently there is no difference between Trump, Biden, Obama, or Bush administration when it comes to Islamic Republic of Iran? What are they afraid of? The list is long. As I said, on the Substack, that's going to come out tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll see what they are afraid of, and you'll see what they're covering up, and you'll see how you should push for this administration under anybody's name. I don't care. This administration to take a different route, different approach. One ceasefire after another, one bad deal after another, more dead bodies dropping, more blood soaking the streets. And there is excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. I posted something about Hamas yesterday on my page, and the very first comment popping up, as well as a leader of America, he has no choice but to take the diplomacy route. I said, really? He took that route with very same Hamas. Okay, it was the same Hamas. It's not even new government. The very same Hamas. He took this diplomacy route 4 years on his first administration, first term, and now 9 months this term. I think the phrase of diplomacy at this point has become an excuse for Americans to cover up for their favorite guy, whomever that guy is. I want to be very clear. This is not targeted at Trump. This is targeted at absolutely right now the current administration. And if nobody's going to hold them accountable, as I said, hypocrisy. I actually recently had a discussion about hypocrisy with someone, and I mentioned to them that I don't do hypocrisy because hypocrisy is root. It's a very foundation where lies get to grow. So up to you. Now you know who's coming to America. You know what's happening. Aside Costco and Sam's Club rights taken away, not taken away, supervised. Nothing else is stopping them. We got to go take our first ad break. Let's go do that. When we come back, we're going to head over to Gaza because fun stuff is happening. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Well, hello everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my art studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. But I'm sure, for at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com.
lutfstudio.com. The first batch of custom orders on the cross necklace is ready to go. So I will be contacting all of you who placed an order shortly to start sending them out to you. And for those of you who might have missed it on previous shows, if you like this necklace that I'm wearing, that is my go-to now. I'm always wearing it always. It is handmade with resin. You can send me an email either via my store, lutfstudio.com, or just my general email of liveuptofreedom@gmail.com. Let me know how many, in what colors, and sometimes on camera you don't see it, but the base is midnight blue, and then the outlining of the pattern is in silver. So I'm going to need 2 colors, unless you don't want to outline the pattern. Then you can just send me 1 color, and I will get back to you, and I'll make it for you. I'll send it to you. lutfstudio.com has other available items. This necklace is not available as item for you to purchase, but other items are available. And if you use promo code MISSION, you'll get a discount on top of our bundle discounts that we have going on. Okay, I see. Hi, Billy. It is so good to see you. Hi, Perry. Good to see you as well. And yes, Billy, the president of Iran should have never even been in this country. And I agree with you, but presidents of Iran, regardless of what we have said about them for the last 47 years, and regardless of what they've done, regardless of all the conviction and the charges and the bounties, and regardless of all of that, we keep giving their presidents and their teams visas to come to America under disguise of attending UN conventions. I don't buy it. Most people don't buy it, but believe it or not, they have constantly found their way to America. As I said, including Raisi, who was under direct personal sanctions. It wasn't even you're part of a bigger regime that's killing people. He himself had sanctions, and he still made it to America before his plane crashed. Okay, so guys, let's do this. I don't know how many of you caught it, especially my Substack viewers, but a few weeks ago, when the entire conversation around the globe was about the starvation in Gaza, I released a Substack. One of my shorter ones, I would say, because those of you who follow me on Substack, you know, I don't hide away. I write it, all of it, detail. This one was a fairly shorter version of my most Substacks, and I pointed a few things, including that Israel is not a starving Gaza. Are there people who are hungry in Gaza? There's a good chance, because Hamas and other Islamic terror groups are hijacking the aid. They're taking away for their own soldiers. And, you know, I also brought up Egypt. But that being said, yesterday, day before yesterday, on Saturday, a video went absolutely viral. By the way, we're going to play the video as a B-roll because the language is not English for you to understand what they're saying, but I will tell you what the video is about. A Gazan influencer has opened a Nutella bar in Gaza. For those of you who may not even know what that means, it means the starving, dying, suffocated, oppressed people of Gaza can now walk into his bar, his Nutella bar, and pick their luxurious dessert made by Nutella chocolate, sit there and eat it. It's very clear why a video like this would go viral, right? Because the guy is standing there with full energy. Kudos to him, by the way. Great job on promoting your bar. With full energy and excitement, introducing his bar. You know, the camera goes in, you see all the yummies, you see the people, you see how clean and spotless and brand new this location is. And normally it would have been like, woo, let's go check it out. But now the problem is, so let me get this straight. The entire world is crying genocide. It's crying starvation. It's crying Israel should be wiped off the map. But Gaza, forget about the people of it for a second. Let's just talk about the area. Is in such lovely shape that the very last thing they were missing was a Nutella bar. I'll tell you what, where I'm at, which is in America, which is in Ohio, which is in Cincinnati, not some war zone occupied area, I don't think I've ever seen a Nutella bar. Big fan of chocolate. I'm almost positive if that existed, I would be like standing first person in line to get in at grand opening. How does an influencer, a Gazan influencer, supposedly Palestinian influencer, number one, how does he manage to open this bar? Let's be very honest for a second. Let's be blunt. I'm almost afraid of saying that sentence lately. Let's be brutal for a second. Again, I'm a business owner. A lot of you who followed me on social media know for 4 years I have announced that the dream is one day to have my art store, a location where I can do the art in the back and display it in the front, sometimes have a workshop, yada, 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 yada. Again, I'm in America. That is still the dream. I have managed to do an online store, but to physically get a place, a location, where I can display my art and sell my art and maybe have a room in the back to make the art isn't something I can just go and do. You really think with all the narrative we've been sold non-stop around the clock from every corner, from mainstream media to alternative media to left to right, UN, Middle East, Europe, America, half of the administration right here in America, you really think under those circumstances, under those conditions, just an influencer, again, an influencer, someone with a big social media, has the money to find, and again, you saw in the video, it's not like it's a, garage somewhere or a back alley. It's a pretty decent store. I would say somewhat modern looking, nice store. How did he do that? Now, I'm going to switch to a little bit of investigative journalism. One, did somebody sponsor him? Did he have an investor? Or did he actually make enough money by being a Palestinian influencer, pushing lies and propaganda out, that he had the money to go do this on his own? Now, did he get a permit from Hamas? Or next week we're going to hear on the news that Hamas soldiers stormed the store and, burned it down and killed the guy because Nutella is a Western-made product and should not be used by Muslims? We're going to hear that. I don't know. Question is, how many of the people, because this video went ridiculously viral, how many of the millions who watched this video paused for a second and say, wait, I thought Gaza is like burning to the ground and people are starving, and how many of them? Or did most of them say, oh, this is so good, it's progress? How many of them said, you see, President Trump is making a difference, is making peace in the Middle East? Because that's where I'm going to go next. Just giving you a heads up. I do hope that people did ask those questions. Because that was I already know the truth. I reported, as I said, there's a Substack that says who is really starving Gaza. So I know the truth. I know what's going on. I know Gazans are not starving. I've seen plenty of video of grieving mother and fathers with the same baby. Apparently, they all have the same baby, crying, that probably have a good 60, 70 pound over me. But that's the thing. Are you paying attention? Is anybody paying attention? Or we're going to bury this story pretty quickly, and that's the thing. I watched yesterday. I watched today. It is 4:26 in the afternoon, Eastern time, latest time of US. I haven't seen anybody report on this. And by report on this, I mean sit there and say, wake up, the starving Gaza has the luxury to have an influencer, an online influencer, to open a Nutella bar. And again, it's not like you're getting a chocolate bar. You saw in the video, there's a full menu of yummies there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I am overreacting, but I'm not. Because this is how propaganda and lies turns into reality. What is that thing? Repeat a lie long enough becomes reality. Welcome to human society. Before I conclude on this segment, since I have about 2.5 minutes, and I hinted at how many people are going to say President Trump, look, is making a difference. Yes, that was me being absolutely sarcastic, and that was me hinting at people who are so blindly trusting everything. Another ceasefire's coming up, right? This morning, well, last night, our local time, Israeli government announced, their spokesperson announced that they have agreed to the new terms of U.S., or better yet, President Trump's ceasefire. They have agreed, and Hamas has hinted that they are ready. They haven't agreed yet. They're ready to agree. The details of this new deal has not been released. So, except Hamas, apparently, Iran most likely, and Israeli government and our administration, nobody knows what the terms are. But I want to say this. Congratulations. Another 60 days extension. This new deal that Israel has agreed to and Hamas is reviewing and potentially might agree to has another 60 days extension. It's giving Hamas 60 days. Now, the release of hostages and the hostages' bodies that were killed is supposed to be immediately. But the rest of the terms, which apparently one of them is for Hamas to disarm itself, is a 60 days expansion or deadline. Aren't you tired of these 60 days terms? Do you know how many innocent people on both sides, how many innocent people have died in the last 60 days and the 60 days before that and the 60 days before that? Or again, this is about the competition, how many ceasefire which president achieved. When are Americans, I'm not going to even talk about governments because I've given up. I've given up. American administrations are all the same, different names, different colors, same thing. They're all in it for a different reason. So I'm going to talk to Americans. How many more fake ceasefires, deals with the devil, and dead bodies does it take for you to realize every time our administration shake hands, do a photo op, write a letter, sign a deal with any of the Islamic jihadists anywhere in the world, it's nothing but a charade. 10 more years, 5 more years, next 5 generations until Hamas is here, I don't know. I guess you be the judge of it, right? I'm just giving you the information and reminding you of things that we tend to forget because it's so much easier to forget what we heard, what we saw. It's a comfort zone, right? You have no idea, being me and having the memory I have, because even if I want to forget, I can't. It pops right back up. We got to go to our second ad break. So do not go anywhere, and we'll be right back to conclude on this and touch on another topic right here in America.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work, try to see a doctor this week, or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Go to worldviewhealthcare.com. Your kit to treat dozens of common and serious illnesses is rushed to your door. worldviewhealthcare.com. That's worldviewhealthcare.com.
The emergency kit available at worldviewhealthcare.com. Make sure you don't have to go to urgent care. I got pneumonia. I didn't have to go. I took this last year. Stayed at home, went to bed.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. And yes, I actually last Thursday, I think, I woke up with a sore throat. And then Friday got worse. Saturday got better. And I did not go to the doctors or clinics. So it does happen, especially because fall's here. I'm very happy. But weather can definitely do things. So get your emergency kit because, well, season's up and it will happen. Thankfully, I got ahead of it and it was pretty good. By Saturday, I was almost good. By Sunday, I was completely fine. Okay, I only have 2 segments left, and this one's going to take a little longer. And forgive me, as I, most of the time, no, 90% of the time, from 10 years ago until today, whenever I go on camera, whenever I write, whenever I'm interviewed, whatever I say, immediately follows in my heart with a prayer of, Lord, let me be wrong. It seems like I haven't been so much, and not because I'm a prophet, even though last 2 weeks some people have called me that, but because I was raised in this very cult, and again, my memory being so crazy good, and continued educating myself on the topic, even when I left the cult. Well, I can see things most people might miss, and I'm also brutally honest person myself. I'm always very brutally honest with myself and other people in life. With that being said, seems like a lot of things I say don't end up being wrong. But I normally stay away from the I told you so. This time, I didn't. There is a Substack on my Substack that was released on Thursday evening, 7 p.m. It is called, what is that thing called? First Arabic Police Patch in America. If you have not heard about it yet, I hope you have, but if you haven't, Dearborn Heights released on Thursday or Wednesday, released their very first patch, police patch, that in the history of United States of America has a foreign language, non-English language. And it was in Arabic. Woohoo! Somebody asked me, what does it say? It does actually say in Arabic language, it says Dearborn Heights, then at the bottom, police. I can dive into that, and I will dive into that, but that's we'll get to that next segment. Before I go on to tell you anything, I started that Substack by saying 9 years ago on one of my episodes on Unknown, which was my show back then, I told you this is coming, and I embedded the video. But I want you to listen to that 5-minute sum of me talking. This is me 9 years ago. Don't mind the accent. It was terrible back then. But let's take a listen to me saying something to my fellow Americans 9 years ago.
I was talking to a very good friend of mine a few days ago, and she was asking me, why is it that in Islamic Republic of Iran, it is mandatory to learn Arabic, even though the country's language is Farsi? Everyone who grew up in Iran ends up speaking Arabic. And I explained it's part of Islam. In Islam, you have to do your prayer and you have to read Quran in Arabic. One of the things I'm sure a lot of you face is when, you talk about Quran and the Muslim person tells you that, oh, you read the translation. That's incorrect. So because of that, Islamic Republic of Iran, first of all, when you're born, you're a Muslim, right? So being a Muslim, you are required to learn Arabic. And she was kind of like, okay, she's a great friend, but she doesn't want to face the fact, like many other Americans, that the invasion of America is happening. It's becoming, the Islamization is happening. So I actually thought I should bring this subject to the unknown, because what a lot of people are now realizing is part of Islamization is the fact that many of you are already familiar with the language Arabic without even knowing it. For example, you all are familiar with the word jihad. Jihad is an Arabic word, right? And it has a equal English word for it, which is war. We can use that, but we don't. Or tequila means deceive. Why don't we say deceive? Why do we say tequila? We say haram. We say halal. You're familiar with all these words. Or we say Sharia, right? Even though we could say Islamic law, we say Sharia. Without you even knowing it, you are already taking steps toward learning it. And it's, to you, it might be like itsy bitsy little thing. Who cares? I learned a couple of Arabic words. But what you do need to realize is that those little words are the start. It will get to the point that it is mandatory for everyone in every Islamic country to speak Arabic, understand Arabic, to read Quran Arabic. So they already made you do it, and you're doing it all day long. Either you're fighting Islam like me, or you're defending Islam like most of the left do. You're working with them anyways. I did an episode where I said you have to pay a non-Muslim tax, and I had many comments giving me the Arabic name. I know the Arabic name. I chose not to use them because I know how it works with them. Now, this is a very small part of it. But the point is, I always walk around, I do my videos, I do my blog, I keep telling everybody, please educate yourself. Read about it, learn about it. This is why you need to know. All these little itsy bitsy things that you think it's not a big deal, these are all parts of the puzzle. You all need to realize these people are very much, they have been planning for years and years and years. All these pieces are going to have its own place until the puzzle is solved. The best way to stop it from happening is to not follow their steps. So I'm literally going to ask everyone, those words that we use, they all have an English word for them. Start using those words. It might be a very small step, but it is at least a step. Stop writing and reading and speaking their language. They will understand what you're saying. Again, either you're fighting them or you're defending them. It doesn't matter. The point is, let's get together. Let's stop the Islamization of the West, because that's the only way, the only possible way we are going to keep our freedom.
I am sitting here listening. I do remember how badly I was struggling to come up with right words. Practice makes perfect, right? Not that my English is perfect, but I can definitely talk a lot faster and think a lot less when I talk. Anyways, there you have it. I'm going to back what I said 9 years ago. Back then I did back it, but we're not going to go over 9 years ago today. I'm going to back what I claimed in that video. For anyone new to this who might say you're making this up, there is no mandatory. What you're talking about, Iran is just a hijacked Shia. Okay, Quran 12:2. That's a Quran chapter 12, verse 2. Indeed, we have sent it down, Quran, sent it down as an Arabic Quran in order that you may understand. So yes, the origins of Quran is Arabic. It is mentioned in the Quran that it is Arabic. Also on Quran 20:113, that's chapter 20, verse 113, says, and thus we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran and have diversified therein the warnings that perhaps they will avoid sin or it would cause them a remembrance. Again, applying the Quran being in Arabic origins. And then on Quran 41:3 follows with the perfected, the verse I have brought up and we have perfected the religion through Islam and perfected the orders of Allah through Quran, is a book whose verses are detailed and Arabic Quran for a people who know. That is verifying that the perfected religion, being Islam or religion of truth, sent down perfected book in Quranic detailed verses. Now, as far as it has, you don't understand. I mean, do I need to show you proof for you don't understand Quran because you read the translated version? I have 20 times a day saying, you don't understand the Quran unless you read it in Arabic. I'm like, no kidding. I do read it in Arabic. Anyways, I have a Reliance of the Traveler, the book that is my comfort here to keep playing with while I do my show. On chapter F like Frank, section 1, subsection 4, says it is not permissible to recite the Quran in any language but Arabic. That is, again, that's the thing. When you want to say the Shahada, they will teach you to repeat after them word by word in the Arabic words. When you hear the call to prayer, even in Minnesota, New York, and California, the call to prayer is being said in Arabic. This is why you do 5 times a day prayer. You have to know it in Arabic. In some of my stories, I have said that as they were preparing me to become an adult woman, at age 9, they started prepping me at age 8, and I had to learn my call to prayer and prayer in Arabic. And when I questioned it, well, you all know the story, but this is why. So Iran isn't the only country. Also, I have Sahih Muslim Hadith. Book 4, Hadith number 733, where it says, the Messenger of Allah said, the Quran was revealed in 7 dialects, and in every one of them, there is a healing and sufficient. Oh, you know where Muhammad was? A good job. You know the 7 dialect of Arabic? Fantastic. There we go. So just wanted to make sure we get that out of the way, because 9 years ago when I did that video, the first response was, you're making this up. There is no such a thing. There is no mandate of Quran Arabic. Nobody cares. Read your Quran in whatever language. By the way, these information are also in the Substack that I told you that came out on Thursday about the first patch. So now we established what I said 9 years ago. We established, of course, we didn't listen, because now I know Americans know more than 4 Arabic languages, way more than 4 Arabic languages. But what we do know is those itsy-bitsy pieces of the puzzle that I tried to warn everyone 4 years ago is now shaping the puzzle even more. Just on this specific topic of Arabic, right? Which is the first police patch in America. And I want to repeat, I would have no problem, none whatsoever, at all, if Dearborn Heights came out with 17 new patches that had 17 different languages. Japanese and Chinese and Farsi and Arabic and Pashto and Spanish and Italy and all of that. The key part is, 1, they just made history. This is the first time in the history of our country that a police patch has a secondary language aside English. And that history was made through Arabic. Every other language is fine because it doesn't have mandatory backing of a call. This one got a problem. Let's go take our last ad break. When we come back, well, we're going to open this up a little bit more, and I will check the comment sections to see if anybody has any questions, suggestions, or comments. Be right back. Or I think we'll be right back. to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. If you're still here, that means we're going to get through the show together. I appreciate you being here. Bill says in the comment section, if Nutella puts their brand in Iran, it makes me think Nutella is not a good company and they don't care about human rights. I'm going to boycott Nutella. Nutella has been in Iran for a long time, actually. Very long time. But this event that we talked about is Gaza, Palestine. But yeah, Nutella is in Iran already. There is a halal version of Nutella and many other products. Pepsi, Coke, cleaning material like dishwasher, not dishwasher, what do we call it? Dishwashing soap, shampoo, conditioner. A lot of American brands. Halal version of it is available in Iran, just for anybody who might be curious. Okay, so back to the patch before I run out of time, because I do that sometimes, mostly Mondays. Back to the patch. So we established that they could have done, because here's the thing, the officer, apparently it was a female officer who designed the patch, and her claim was she did it to reflect and honor the diversity in the community. So yes, I understand that the Muslim culture or Muslim population is pretty high. Apparently hold on, I have it here. Somewhere around 40% Dearborn Heights, 40% of Dearborn Heights are Muslims, and over 55% of neighboring Dearborn are Muslims. So, but where's the rest of the diversity, officer? Where's the rest of it? And again, I did a little bit of more digging because, okay, Muslim population of where? Here's what we have. Apparently majority of this 40% in Dearborn Heights and 55% of entire Dearborn neighborhood are North African countries, some Middle Eastern countries, some American converted Muslim population. So the diversity this officer is referring to, as I said, she could have done it in Urdu, Pashto, Farsi, Arabic, right? Those would have been the languages of diversity of population. If they have Pakistanis, Afghans, Iranians, none of their country languages are Arabic. They are mandated to learn Arabic. Their secondary language is Arabic, but in the paperwork of the country, it is not Arabic. And then let's head over to North Africa, because I know this. I know when Islam takes over, as I said on that video as well, when Islam takes over, Islam takes over. Language is replaced with Arabic, culture is replaced by Muhammad, and on and on and on. So I did a little bit of, not digging, but a little bit of looking around. And North Africa, most of the North African countries today speak Arabic. Yes, the Islamic countries, conquered ones. But before, they actually didn't speak Arabic at all. Egyptians apparently spoke Coptic. Carthage spoke Punic. Parts of Morocco and Algeria actually spoke Berber and Greek and Latin. But guess what? Since the invasion of these countries from early 7th century until today, their official languages are Arabic. I know, I make things up, don't I? Some days, like today, on all levels of life, like personal, professional, fight, mission, spiritual, all levels, I'm like, it is sometimes, I don't know, bittersweet that I have the proof, and I even wait 9 years for it to bring it back on the screen. But at the same time, I am exhausted Why can't people just listen? Why do I have to keep repeating myself? By the way, for those of you who know me just via screen and not on a personal life, hey, Christopher, so good to see you. I have lots of rules, and I don't bend them. I don't. Take it how you want. And one of my rules is say it once and hear it once. Because if I have to repeat myself, it lacks importance to you. That's on the personal level, right? And I'm starting to feel like this Islamization does not hold any priority in American society at all, because people don't hear it. They're blindly looking at it. They're literally blindly staring at it. And people like myself, Dr. Bill Warner, Jamie Glazoff, Robert Spencer, we didn't start yesterday. Somebody commented on my Anytime of the Day on YouTube saying she's getting money to do this because this is the new method to take away from Gaza genocide and make Islam look bad. I'm like, I don't normally write replies on my YouTube. I answer you guys on a live stream, but generally I don't. I did specifically wrote, I said, darling, take a look at the established date of this page. I started this YouTube page 10 years ago. And I've been doing this for 10 years. I didn't start yesterday. Now, if you came across my first video today, that doesn't mean I started today. I didn't start today. And then somebody else commented very kindly that said, I can swear that you are the most censored page on YouTube. And after 10 years, you haven't given up the page yet. Keep going. That's another problem. I'm too stubborn. I don't give up my fight easily. Let me take this to a personal note for a second. Somebody very recently, I don't know, today, yesterday, whatever, asked me that why I didn't give up on them in a different sentencing, but I don't have to be detailed here. And I was sitting there staring at this question of, do they know me? Because they have complimented me over and over on how I'm a fighter and I don't give up easily and blah, 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 blah. But then they're like, why haven't you give up on me? I'm like, bro, hello? Why would I? First of all, I'm a believer. As a believer, I am to fight until I know the truth. And then on the mission side of thing, I was picked to go through hell, learn all about it, and then come tell my fellow believers that, hi, hello, wake up. They're here. They're more in heights, just established now. By the way, I should put a disclaimer out there. Yes, as of right now, if you go on their website or watch videos, it is absolutely optional. You don't have to wear the dual language or English Arabic language patch yet. A lot of things were optional, remember? Remember when originally in Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim families requested an option on the menu for their kids to eat halal meat? And then shortly after that, non-Muslims have to eat halal meat too, because the only option on the menu is halal meat? Don't tell me you don't know about that, because I covered it over and over, from the day it happened until today. These options, and on that Substack, I concluded with another video, remembrance of video, going back 10 years actually, my very first viral video, where I was walking to work. This was after Obama's speech at a mosque in Boston saying, let me be clear, Islam is part of America. I did a video, and at the bottom of that Substack, you'll find that video. I reminded everybody that I told you 10 years ago, I told you that, let me be clear, Islam cannot be part of anything. It might be part of it at the beginning, but then it will consume it whole. And again, this is proven through history. From yesterday history to 1400 years ago. I don't even care who comes, debates you, or disagree with you. Let me promote my Anytime of the Day. It's called Anytime of the Day. Segments of from 1 minute to 2 minutes, where I literally start with Anytime of the Day. I give you the subject. Then we go to Quran, to Hadith, or Reliance of the Traveler. I read word by word of it, and then I give a conclusion, and that's it. Wrapped up. I figured since people are not going to actually sit down and read this, I'm going to feed them small portions until, Lord willing, they learn or they wake up and snap out of their denial. If you look at these comments, either they are published Monday through Friday, every evening on my YouTube channel, on my Substack, and on my TikTok, right? The name of the TikTok is also any time of the day. You read the comments, it's all, you made this up, that doesn't count. Hadith doesn't count. Reliance of the traveler is not Sharia, that doesn't count. You read the Quran, not Arabic. Excuse after excuse. How can you actually think Muslims exist at this point? Like, what is Islam? Whatever you tell, full of excuses, no accountability. None. Whatever you do a Quranic verse, you cherry picked it. You don't know the context behind it. You don't know the historic point behind it. Okay, where do I find the historic point? Oh, you go read the hadith. But then you give them a hadith. They're like, hadith is not practiced by all Muslims. Well, let me get this straight. When you think, by the way, a lot of these newbies, they think I am this. Somebody literally, genuinely commented, what do you want, white woman? They actually think I'm some white American Christian woman bashing Islam. And by the way, that on its own is priceless. Hilariously priceless. So if I'm a white American Christian, then I don't know anything? Is that what you're implying? But if I'm a white American Muslim, that I'm to be praised? Right there. Just pattern of behavior, which is my obsession in life. I absorb human behavior patterns. It is amazing. It's one of the easiest way to always praise Lord, because there's no other explanation behind our pattern. No matter how much we try, there are certain patterns that is embedded in us. I believe we're born with them. That's where we're so different. Anyways, I'm getting too sidetracked and I'm coming to an end of the show. Bottom line. Nutella in Gaza. So if you're starving, just stop by the Nutella bar. Lord willing, Hamas will not destroy it for bringing foreign product in there. And if they do, the influencer is just going to do another viral video crying, probably finding a way to blame Israel. This new ceasefire talk that got a lot of people happy, it's another charade, another 60 days time bought for Hamas to kill more innocent people on both ends. And well, welcome to Dearborn Heights, Michigan, for now officially having their patches that just looks like patch, but that word, the police in Arabic doesn't mean police the way we believe in. And I know we just wave our hands like, Michigan's gone. Really? Okay. Let me know when your area is gone, because you didn't bother to actually do anything about somebody else's area gone. And when this whole country is gone, I don't think you can find me on air, but go back and watch some of my videos and just hear my very not so happy voice.
Faith, spiritual values, moral issues, government, economy, education, work, responsibility. What we think about these depends on our worldview. Now, VCY America presents Worldview Radio with Brannon House.
Welcome. Glad you're with us on this September 3rd, 2025. I'm going to have on Colonel Rob Maness and Usama